Yes, people, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel, people. As always, make sure that you lot are smashing up the likes. Make sure that you're leaving your comments in below. Obviously, we're live right now for the big one this Sunday. Well, I say it's a fucking big one, but it sounds like Slot's trying to rotate the team, blood. You know what I mean? But this is a team that in our last 5 games, I'm even looking at our record right now. Our last 5 games against Liverpool, we've got 0 wins, 2 draws, yeah, and Liverpool have 3 wins over our head, bruv. You know what I mean? So we don't like playing against these, man. I think the last time we beat you lot, Romz, was COVID, didn't it? At Anfield.
Yeah, Mason Mount. Yeah,
that was the last time. It's been mad, bro.
And the last time you beat us at the bridge, I see it today on Twitter on stat. It was Giroud in like, bro. Do you know the season it was? You know when Karius did the mad thing, and when you know when we played Madrid in the final, we had Madrid a week later. So I think that's 2017, 18. That's the last time you beat us at the bridge. So you don't need to restore a bit of pride, bro. It's been a while for you lot still.
Oh, it's been a while, man. Every time we play Liverpool, it tends to be draws. You know, we flirt with each other. Chelsea, we miss 1,000,001 chances, bro. Even those finals, yeah, when you beat us twice in the fucking final at Wembley, Mason Mount hitting the post, Lukaku, the whole offside situation. You get it, like Gallagher, bro. Last year, Jackson, like, bro, Liverpool, we're the whipping boys. I'll be real. We might be their fathers in the transfer window, but when it comes to fucking on the pitch, bruv, I can't lie, we've been their whipping boys, man. You know what I mean? But listen, obviously, first of all, these men have been crowned champions and whatnot. Like I put in the title, Chelsea are gonna give these guys a guard of honor. For me, listen, I don't mind it in it because I want these players right now, Romz, to feel the pain. Yeah, I want them to feel the pain of not competing this year, of running away from the grind. Because bro was in a perfect position to actually chase Liverpool. Because me and you was even talking, bro. You thought that we could actually stay close to you, bro. Yeah. You even had more belief that we could do that ahead of Arsenal because obviously, bro, you watch a lot of Chelsea, in person as well, blood. And you always text me to say, yo, the way you lot play football is fucking beautiful. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where do you think it's gone wrong for Chelsea, man? Because the fall off, I'll say from like the Christmas period onwards, big up ads as well, was mad. You know what I mean?
Bro, I think team selection at times, but I just think where you've got more of a regimented system, and the thing is, managers are going to come in and implement what they want to do, right? But I just think sometimes there's a lot of things that not having a winger that can overlap like at Gusto and whatnot and bring the best out of Gusto. I think sometimes, and to be fair, Enzo this season played predominantly where he should play, but sometimes him going a bit forward. Obviously, Palmer, I feel like your system being more regimented has been to Palmer's detriment. I think, last season where there was no real system, the Maverick came out of him more. There's still a player there, obviously. And there's this narrative that he's been bad from start to finish. I'd say probably since Christmas, Palmer's probably dropped in form. But I think individual brilliance got you out of a lot of things last season because you were flying till about. I remember before you played Everton, if you had beat them, you would have been top of the league for even if it was a couple hours because I think we played that same day. And then you lot ended up drawing. I think from that Everton game, that's when you went on a mad barren run. But in terms of like tactics and whatnot, I think it's mainly the fullbacks not overlapping, but that's due to Maresca's instructions because I think that was a big part in you lot being successful last season. A lot of Palmer's goals cutting in from the right. Whether he started on the right or whether he played in the 10, he would still cut in. And a lot of his goals were coming in from that left-sided role. But I think there's players that have suffered, Gusto being your main one, and even James, that right-back side, because that's predominantly where a lot of your goals came from. But now it just looks like no one really knows what they're doing. Again, you saw the film the other day. Individual brilliance from Tyreek George. You've been propping up. And what's his name? Neto. And then obviously you got a 1-0 win against Everton. And people could say what they like. Yeah, you could say you were hanging on the last 5-10 minutes, but you got the win. And that's what you've not done a lot this season. Play bad and not get the win. So you got the win, bro. So yeah, I just think, I don't know. The main issue when I watch Chelsea is you're not getting enough people overlapping. And I think sometimes team selection, but I want to hear more from what you don't think. But from what I've identified, that's kind of the main issue still.
Now, I hear you, bro. I hear you in it. And for me, listen, the worst Chelsea that I've seen this year is probably when we lost Jackson's injury, bro. Yeah, having to play in Cuckoo up top. Because you know from early doors, I told you, bro, in Cuckoo, this guy's not a striker. Yeah, when you see his all-round game up top, Romz, I know he's a good finisher, but he doesn't offer us what Jackson offers.
Just for some inside information for these, me and Don speak a lot about ball daily sometimes. And Don telling me from early, and Kunku's not that guy up top. I was like, bro, shut up. I've seen him at Leipzig. Forget Leipzig. Even last season, his cameo against Wolves, where he gets that header feel up. His goal at Anfield, when we battered you 4-1, that little swivel bottom corner. I'm like, I know what I'm seeing. This guy's you remember, Ed, that was a bad way goal. I'm like, I know what I'm seeing, but you said, I hear you finishing these but his overall game. And you know what's been to you lot's detriment? It's not even that his overall game's gone. Even his finishing this season has declined. Conference League, it was decent. Correct me if I'm wrong. From I think August to like Christmas. I think the first 6 months it was decent. But albeit that's conference. When you lot wanted him to replicate in the league, he didn't really. I think Bournemouth, Sancho did that cold assist from Bournemouth. And then remember, I called you. I was like, don't see what I mean. But you're right. Since then, I have to hold my hands up. I got that one wrong because I genuinely thought, cool, when Jackson's misfiring, play him there. And he'll bag some goals, but it hasn't worked out that way. And you called it.
It hasn't worked out. It hasn't worked out, bro. But when I actually break down our recent form, like when people are going on about Chelsea have been so bad and that, like I know the system, people don't like the control, they don't like the passes and that. But the major problem that we've had, Romz, in a lot of these games that we've drawn or lost or whatever,
finishing chances.
Finishing, bro. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's not a situation where I'm not seeing my team create. That's when I'm looking at the team and I'm like, that's when you're bad. You know when you're not creating and you're not even getting any chances. Like when we played against Brighton and we had 0 shots on target. I was in fucking Paris that weekend as well, That's when I was like, bro, this type of football is unacceptable, right? Yeah. But as much as people want to cook this football that Maresca's got, it's creating us a lot of chances, bro, right? Our last 3-4 games, we've actually picked up quite a lot of form. You can go back to Ipswich. Defensively, was a bit shocking, but in terms of offensively, bro, the amount of chances that we had in that game, we should have won that game before they even scored 2 goals, right? We played against Everton. For me, that was a very professional performance. We defended quite well in the second half. And again, we were clinical. Against Fulham, bro, in the first half, we had a few chances there. Second half, in-game management helps us win the game. But ultimately, in the second half, you could feel Chelsea were about to score, right? So we're not going into this game against Liverpool right now low on confidence. Like, I think the team are starting to play a little bit better. Enzo Fernandez now, he's got what? It's like 3 assists now in 3 games in a row. Jackson banged 2 goals in yesterday, banged in a goal against Everton the other day as well. So it's completely different to what I've been speaking about recently in terms of, okay, well, we're creating chances, but we're not finishing. We're actually taking our chances in the past few games. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you, bro. And even Everton, another game that I watched, I think it was the Ipswich game the other day. Was it Ipswich? Yeah, Ipswich, where you had that 30+ shots or whatnot. Like the chances are there, and it's like you said, you just got a problem with finishing your dinner. And do you know how that's evident? Because your recent form suggests when Jackson's scoring wonder goals, like how he did, albeit it's the Conference League, you still need to put the ball in the back of the net. When you're getting the 3 points against Everton, when you're beating Fulham, now shock, your players are taking the chances, you're winning games because you're not a bad footballer inside. You know me. I said this for the past 2 seasons. I thought you'd get top 4 under Poch and even Maresca. And now it's looking likely because obviously results went your way last night with Forest as well. But so it's looking very put it like this, it's looking more likely than it was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, even Chelsea rival fans were writing you lot up, and even some of your own family said, you know what, it might just be a Europa thing next season. But now Champions League is
100%. Us ads, bro. I'm about to bring ads into this, Before we play Spurs, Romz, I'm normally confident against Spurs. I was not confident, bro. I was on Blue Diaries. Remember what we said the game? I said, bro, surely you beat Spurs. He said, bro. I said, bro, there's 3 things in life guaranteed: death, taxes, and Chelsea beating Spurs at the bridge, bro. And you're like, bro, I'm telling you, I'm not too sure because we'll play well, but it's whether we put it in the back of the net. But no, I remember you saying it still. 100%, bro. And then when I jumped on show with Rants the other day, these men are trying to call me toxic positive, right? Because I'm not coming on their doom and gloom the other day. I'm like, bro, I've been chefing these man ads for missing. They're doing what I've been chefing them for. So why am I going to come on and cook them? I'm going to come on and praise them. I'm going to come on and praise them and say, Jackson, well done for slapping it in. George, well done for coming on, slapping it in. And Maresca, well done for playing him there, right? Neto, well done for moving into the box and banging it in first shot there, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not going to come cook them when they're doing things I want them to do. You feel me?
Yeah, but that's just the internet, innit, bro? It's either black or white. There's just no grey area. So that's why more time I don't pay much attention to it. But obviously, to your original point, I was confident about Spurs because, again, like Romz said, bro, like we always beat Spurs home and away. It's literally called 3-point lane for a reason at their ground. And at our ground, only one time in my lifetime have I ever seen them win. Like 1 time. So Yeah, we always beat them, but again, other than that Tottenham game, no, you've known, Don, that I've been very skeptical about our chances of getting back into the Champions League. I've not been confident about a lot of these games, and I think performance-wise, it's kind of been pretty much the same in 2025. It's not been great, but again, our finishing of late has been a bit better, which is the most important thing. You know, against Everton, people say the performance was better, and I think it was slightly better, but it wasn't like what we were doing in the early part of the season. But again, all that matters is putting the ball in the back of the net, and our only goal came from capitalizing on a mistake, which was good defending high up the pitch from Chalobah, ends up passing it to Jackson, and Jackson takes a touch, puts it bottom corner. We've seen him many times this calendar year put those chances wide or scuff it into the keeper or barely even get it on target. So like that just happened and I got us the win, which is big. But now we have 4 finals left, and it's the cliche, but now we have literally 4 finals left because it isn't teams that are going to be playing a low block or teams that are, you know, we're kind of the main characters of the game. No, now we're playing against 4 teams who normally define their own fixtures in a way against us. Liverpool, we know against us, it's always a tough game. Then we got to go St. James's Park. that place is hell, bro. For us, that place is hell. Then after that, we got Man United at home. And listen, this is the worst United team I've ever seen in my life. But whenever they play us, they find a way to turn up and give us a hard game.
You know what's changed about that game slightly, right? Is the fact that that's going to be 4 days before the final when we play them, apparently. That's 4 days before the finals. They're going to have to change it around, yeah. That's
interesting, right? Because then they will definitely rotate. But even then, we know what they're going to do. They're going to come to our place and part the bus and make it difficult, right? And we know what their record is like in big games because since Amorim came in big games, again, Liverpool, they got a point at Anfield. They could have even won in the last. Yes, Maguire could have scored last minute, but even further than that, the actual game was even. Like they were on top for large periods. I mean, against Arsenal, they lost at the Emirates, but then they got a draw at Old Trafford. Could have won that too. They got 4 points off of Man City under Amorim, so they've been horrible in this whole time since Amorim's been there. But in big games, they've been turning up. And in the Europa League, I don't know how, but they're unbeaten. And I've watched most of their games. I've been hate watching most of their games. And by hook or by crook, by red card or by no, or last minute comebacks, they somehow found a way to the final. I don't know how, but they're there. So I'm not taking that game for granted at all. And then obviously last game of the season, Forest away, big 6-pointer. So like all these games, these men are going to have to turn up. They're going to have to perform and they're going to have to find a way to get it done. Are we going to get it done? I don't know, bro. But all I know is that we need to get this shit done. We need to get back into the Champions League by any means, bro.
By any means, bro. By any means, bro. And what's so key right now, yeah, because I've been saying even before Maresca came out and said it, the only way we're going to get top 5 is if Palmer and Jackson start firing again, right?
Yep,
because
literally.
in this team, those two, they tend to, the chances tend to fall to them most of the time, right? I know Enzo's been putting up numbers in that, but most of the best chances in this team fall to Jackson, and he keeps missing. But again, like I've said, he's been quite clinical, right? But another area that we need to focus on in the last few games is the defense, right? We've got the 4th best defense in the league right now, but we know our defense has mid-table centre-backs. We know our defense is fragile at times, right? We know our defense needs Caicedo in front of it. Well, any defense does, really. You definitely need a destroyer. But we know Colwell isn't great in one-on-one situations, right? We know, tossing Chalobah can have a little bit of a moment here and there because these guys are mid-table centre-backs. But what we do have
now... Don't forget the goalkeeper either, bro. Don't forget that guy.
Sanchez, yeah, like fucking last time when we played these lot away, you had fucking Sanchez doing a mad thing for Salah's cross when Jones scored. I don't know why my man came out and just...
Yeah, he flew out, yeah.
It was crazy. But what we've got right now is a weapon that these lot tried to buy in Alavia, right? He's another player that needs to stay fit right now for us to go and get top 5. He's definitely going to be key in this game, bro, because, if you look at Liverpool in the transition, if you've got Lavia Caicedo there, it helps to break up play. But would you start Caicedo at right back again, Ads, yeah? Or would you want to bring Reece back into the lineup?
I mean, if it was my team, obviously Reece James has to start because you're looking at, top 2 right backs in the world. And for me, he's not 2. But again, Maresca plays a different type of football, so it is what it is. And if you look at our best performances this season, most of them have come with Caicedo right back, or just any combination of Caicedo starting with Lavia. I feel like having Lavia there, again, as like you mentioned, we have a lot of mid-table defenders in our team, especially in terms of winning the ball back. They're not great. But Caicedo is elite, top tier in terms of winning the ball back. When you have him along with Lavia, who can also win the ball back at a good rate, that's big. And obviously it was good against Everton. Again, you mentioned that our press was a lot better against Everton, which is great. But now we're playing against teams who are actually going to come out a bit more. Liverpool, they got an all-action midfield, all-action team pretty much, right? So that's going to be a battle. And it's going to be great to have Lavia in there. Even if they got to give them a guard of honor and be like, we could have had that, we could have been their league winners, they have to give the guard of honor, but now they got to go there and put in work.
I'm gonna chuck in a spanner in the works, which might alter your thinking. And Don said it at the start of the stream. Slot's gonna rotate. I don't know if he will rotate heavily, but I can see a world where we rest our 3 starters. Like, I'll give you my team that I think will start, and Slot won't make as much change as me, but I can only see probably our 3 best players starting, and that is Trent, Van Dijk, and Salah. I think Kwanzaa will partner Van Dijk. I think Tsimikas comes in for Robbo, and I think Endo, Elliott, and Jones start the midfield. I think Szoboszlai, McAllister. I think Szoboszlai, McAllister, and I'm forgetting Gravenberch. I think all 3 of them are rested. I think Chiesa starts on the left. Yeah, I think Chiesa starts on the left. Actually, so Jota, Salah, Van Dijk, Trent, they're the 4 that stay, but I think he makes about 6 or 7 changes, bro. But I don't see any of us starting midfield because he's come out and said we're in party mode. And you lot will know a man that doesn't really shave, he doesn't care. He's giving up for life, bro. I was watching I've watched the press conference today. The man's not shaved. Like, I genuinely think, obviously, he's going to come out and say we want to win. You're going to say the stuff you have to say as a manager. But I remember last time we won the league, and we actually started stronger teams. But Man City beat us 5-1, and we lost to I think a Emery Arsenal team where Reece Nelson's scoring, bro, and we went 1-0 ahead. So you'll get my score prediction a bit later. But in terms of starting 11, I know you lot saying should Caicedo start right back or should Reece James come back in. I think you lot should go as strong as possible because one, you've got 1 foot in the. You don't need to care about the return leg against whatever that team's called. So you can go all out. You're probably going to rotate heavily against them. And we're not going to play a strong team. I'm telling you from now. So maybe that might alter your thinking.
No, it's a great point. And I mean, listen, you guys haven't got much to play for. You've done what you needed to do. Exactly. Unlike everybody else, your season's already over, but it's over in a good way. You've matched your work. Now you're just chilling, watching us stress for top 5 and Conference League. Everybody else doing what they're doing in Europe and all that City in a cup final in the FA Cup. So you guys are chilling. You don't have to do anything other than Salah wanted to chase the record. I think he's going to be playing with that hunger.
That's why the only players that won't be drunk, big up Jamie every time, the only 2 players that won't be drunk is Kanate and Salah because of religious reasons. They're Muslim. They don't drink it. But in terms of starting, I think Van Dijk starts because we need that solidity. Salah will start because he's chasing them records. And Trent will... The only reason why Trent's starting because Bradley's just come back from injury. If Bradley had been playing 2-3 games, I don't think Trent starts this game. But you're right. Salah will start and he will have a chip on his shoulder as to why I think he does something this game. Because he needs... He's chasing. He doesn't even care about goals. If you watched us recently, he just keeps passing it. He's passing it.
He's gonna get that assist record. I hear it. No, I hear it. I hear it. I feel like there's a good chance that he makes a lot of changes. I don't know if it'll be quite 6 or 7, but I think he will change things again. I feel like the mentality of the team is this. There's still a lot of winners in that team who still want to keep the standards high and want to win. So I don't expect Liverpool to roll over. And I don't take any Liverpool lineup lightly because Don, we remember what happened in the Carabao Cup final. We played their kids and Van Dijk and. Again, I don't even want to revisit that, but we saw what happened that day, so I don't want to take this for granted at all. We still have to match work, and I thought that's why Lavia coming in, Caicedo right back, inverting. That's going to give us a good chance because as much as the team will be different, it might not be Szoboszlai's legs in there or McAllister or Gravenberch. It's still going to be the same kind of team. They're still going to play in the same philosophy, the same method of play. That's still going to be the same. Might be different players, but it's still going to be the same kind of tactics. So we still got to, come with our best work to expect to win. Otherwise, if we don't perform at our best, Liverpool can still turn us over, or still bring our players off the bench, and then to get something in the second half. So I'm not taking it for granted at all.
That's why I think you might come unstuck, right? Because if you've seen the story of your season, especially from about Christmas, January, when the pressure's on you lot, because the pressure's all on you lot this game. Like you said, we've done what we need to do, and I feel like when Chelsea need to win a game like Ipswich the other day, I know you've won 3 games since then, but 2 in the league in Fulham and Everton, and that's going to boost your morale. He's picked up a lot of confidence. But I still think when the pressure's on, you lot can succumb to that. And I think the fact you'll be trying so much and you'll be running harder than us, whatnot, I think that will create openings for us, and we still have the quality to hurt you. So this is where I think you could become unstuck. Big up Kabak as well. This is true. These 2 will probably be on the bench though. I don't think they'll Slot's gonna play the fringe players, but he's not gonna play like academy graduates this game. So these 2, I wouldn't even say both of them get on. I say one of them probably gets on. It'll probably be more trade than McConnell.
Before you come back in, Don, quick point. I feel like that narrative is fair to make, that we don't turn up in the pressure games, like the pressure moments. But I feel like the bigger narrative for Chelsea this season, especially, is when we play the big teams, we don't win. Like we just don't win. We haven't beat any big team.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. And it's not a case that we don't turn up. Normally we actually perform pretty decent, but we just don't find a way to win, which is a really bad thing to have. And that's why I look at these 4 games. They're all massive games. They're all games that we need to win. And any single win here will probably be our biggest win of the season so far. So that just goes to show that you got to do something that we haven't done for most of this season when it matters most, which is, boy, it's scary. I can't lie, because we need that Champions League, bro. We need it.
You make a very good point, bro, because even the game at Anfield, me and Don always reference this game quite a lot. I think you lot were superb. You lot were hot. I'd say after PSG, you lot have probably been our hardest test.
Definitely. Slot did it as well.
Caicedo and Lavia bossed it first half, and the thing is, you could even draw in that game, because I think last minute McAllister gives a silly set piece, and then Kunku doesn't put it on target. I think if Kunku gets it on target, you come away with a 2-2.
Vega had a header as well. Was it Vega?
Neto had a shot that just went wide, and even Vega came on and played well. And like, you lot played very well that game. So like you said, the narrative, like, you're not winning in the big games. You're not getting the 3 points, but you're playing very well. Because I called Don straight, the next day after we beat you 2-1, and I said, you know what? You've been our hardest test today, albeit it was 8-9 games into the season. And look, we even lost to a Forest by then. I think they beat us at Anfield, but we were still all over them. They just kind of had a game plan on count. But in terms of sustaining attacks and actually dominating the ball, you lot, other than PSG, have probably been our hardest game this season. So you've hit the nail on the head. It's just you're not getting the 3 points. Your performances, your result needs to match the performances now, because the performances in the big game, they are there. You're right.
100%, bro. 100%. And you know what's even crazy? Our defensive record right now is even the 3rd best in the league after Forest lost yesterday. Yeah. And Forest are a team right now that are now below us. It's in our hands right now, bro. Like Robbie said, bro, it's all in our hands. Go and get top 5 right now. Yeah. All we need to do, bro, we beat Liverpool. Yeah. That is 1 foot in. That is 1 foot in right there, because if you look at our goal difference, it's better than them, right? Right now, they're not on good form. I think they've got another banana peel. Crystal Palace away as well, blood. That's not going to be an easy game.
That's going to be. When is it? When is that game?
I think it's Monday, the 5th of May. Monday, the 5th of May. Yeah. And
under the lights. That's a eat. Yeah.
Under the lights, under pressure, and that, bro. No Ola Aina. I've been watching Forest, bro. Like, I've respected them this year. I said that, they're a good team. They've got a good keeper. They've got a good structure. I like how they just keep things simple. They've got the overlapping fullbacks. They've got the wingers. They've got the Chris Wood up top that Ads was talking about. Chelsea should buy, right? Yeah. But the thing about them, I'm telling you, I've been seeing teams recently peppering these lot, and missing. You know what I mean? Missing and actually scoring. And Forest, the other day when they played against, I think it was Tottenham. They beat Tottenham, yeah? They were clinical in that game. But Tottenham in the second half, bro, they had bare chances to beat them, right? So for me, finish above Villa, finish above Forest. I don't care about 4th, 3rd, 2nd. Like, if we finish higher than 5th, obviously I'll take it. But end of the day, regardless of who finishes 5th, I don't think the gap, the points difference is going to be mad between 2nd and 5th. Because even if you look at it right now, Arsenal are 2nd and they're only 7 points ahead of us, bro. Last season, they finished 26 points
and I'm telling you now, and I think both of you may agree, they're not getting 3 points against Bournemouth this weekend as well. So that gap's probably going to close in some way, shape, or form. Because Bournemouth, look, if you lot do what you do in the Conference League, and look, either Spurs or United are winning. Either Spurs or United will win the Europa League. I think up until at least 8th or 9th can still get Europe. So Bournemouth have incentive. They have to. They're going to go to Arsenal and play well. Also going to rest players because their focus is on Paris.
They're going to play Sterling. If you look, if you've kept Saka in your team, good luck in it. I took him out. He ain't playing.
I kept him in my team still. I can't lie. But
yo, crazy. He's not playing. There's no way he'll be like Sterling. Maybe you'll see Nwaneri start the game. You'll probably see like, I'm trying to figure what other players they can start, bro. Like Zinchenko and that, these sort of guys, innit? I think he'll probably just change the whole team, bro.
You know what, Don? Yeah, like, big up Carefree Lewis. I just come off Lewis's stream, and some of them. Let me not say all. Some were saying, we could still get away. Not that they want to, but you can still get away with a draw. But I think that's not the in this game against us. But I don't think that's the mentality to have, because if you have this scenario where let's say you draw and Forest draw, you'll still be in 5th. But let's say Villa win, their goal difference is quite low in comparison to yours. But Villa are at home to be fair, Forest was to draw and you was to draw and Villa was to win, you'll still be 5th. But you don't want to take that risk because you go away to Forest last day of the season, if I remember rightly. You go away to Newcastle and you're at home to United. And like I said earlier, do you know what? United are just dead, but like them rotating could be to their benefit because the players will have a point to prove and the players that don't normally play. So I think you lot just need to go for the win every game. But some are saying you can get away with 2 wins and 2 draws. But
look at Villa's next game. Villa the early kickoff tomorrow. So listen, I hope Fulham spoil the party right there, bro, because tomorrow they can actually go above us, innit? They can go above us tomorrow first. Because they're playing first. Let me check the table again. Sorry, let me remember.
No, they can't. But that's what I was just checking. Villa can't because they'll match you on goal. They'll go level points with you.
Yeah, they can't go above us. Sorry, they'll if they win, they'll be 60 points, but they'll be below us because of goal difference. But if you go look at the next set of fixtures, bro, they've got Fulham tomorrow, which ain't going to be straightforward. They've got Bournemouth away. That's not an easy place to go. They've got
Spurs. They'll win. Don't even dwell on Spurs because Spurs want to get to the Europa League. That I think you said it, Don. Europa League final a week before the season ends.
Yeah, 4 days before.
Midweek. It's midweek between the second last game and then the last game.
Yeah, so Spurs will, even if Spurs didn't rotate, we just know that's a guaranteed, in my opinion, that's a guaranteed loss, innit? But you're right, Fulham's never straightforward. Bournemouth will be trying to chase that conference spot, and United last day of the season.
That's a funny one, isn't it?
That's a weird because actually, do you know why I can see Villa winning in either way? If United win the Europa League, they'll be drunk and they won't care. And if they lose the Europa League, that means their season has just been a travesty in general. And I just think players will down tools, honestly. So yeah, you can't take any risk. I hear the logic that you could draw a few and win a few because you can't afford to lose any, but you can maybe win 3 and then draw 1 and whatnot. But I just think you have to go into every game
if we get 66 points, that will get us in. Yeah, Forest next game they've got Palace away under the lights. Then they've got Leicester after that. They should get 3 points there, blood. They've got West Ham after that away. West Ham, in terms of scoring goals, they're not great, but that could just give you a draw. You know them draws, bro. You get usually, yeah. And we've actually got them last day of the season. By then, we could have made it already, or that could actually be a 6-pointer. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at Palace. That's a banana slip there. But West Ham, they'll probably beat them. But West Ham are a bookie team as well. So, bro, I'm telling you, bro, as long as you finish above Forest and Villa, you get top 5. That's what we need to do. So for me, I reckon 2 more wins should do it. Ads, would you agree?
Yeah, I think 2 more wins would do it. Again, I feel like Forest's form, they've been nosediving for a minute. So obviously they had injuries. Like obviously Wood was out for a little bit, and we know that they're not built to be in Europe. They shouldn't even be here. For me, again, I rate what Slot's been doing. I think he's a worthy winner of Manager of the Season. But I feel like Nuno's right there, if not above for me, because they were like favourites to be relegated this season. Now they were like 3rd for most of the season. So like they've been doing a great job.
Me and you both, bro, because I was getting pelters by my fan base. Slot is favourite to win it. But I think Eddie Howe and Nuno, I've said from the jump, they are the 2 next front runners because Howe with nearly taking over Newcastle, nearly getting relegated, then to get them Champions League. I think Steve Bruce left them in relegation. And I know it's about the season, but even this season in general, if they get top 5 in a trophy that they've not won in 70 odd years, Eddie Howe's had a wicked season, and then Nuno, like you said, they nearly got relegated last year. I had them going down this year. They were in my prediction to go to Championship.
I thought they were going to click last year, bro. When I was seeing the sort of players they were bringing in and that, I said, yo.
No, but Don, I'm saying the start of this season, off the back of last year of them flirting with relegation, I thought it would be worse this year, bro. But, bro, for them to get to Vic, do you know what the thing is with Forest, yeah? Like, Conference League and Europa League should be a mad season. They should be parading that. But because of season, your expectations change. And they have been in the top 4, I'm seeing since game week, I think 6 or 6. Put it like this. 90% of this season, they've been behind us and Arsenal in the top 4. So, like, if them finishing Europa League and Conference, the bigger picture, it shouldn't be deflating, but it will be for them. But... yeah, still, if they get top 5 or even Europa League, I agree with you, Ads, bro. He has a shout. He does have a shout. other than Slot would be Eddie Howe. I think what Eddie Howe's done in that team. But you're right. Nuno's what he's done with that Forest team. He's worked wonders, bro. Wonders.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think Eddie Howe's had a very good season as well, but it's just like their expectation was already to like finish fourth or fifth. Like I had them actually finishing about Chelsea start of the season, so like they're doing good, but we kind of also expect them to do pretty good anyways. But obviously, Forest, they kind of surprised everybody because they have a decent squad. They do have quite a good squad, especially when you look at what they've invested. But at the same time, it's not a squad that was built to be challenging right now. So as much as people looked at their fixture list like 3 or 4 weeks ago saying that, oh, that's easy on paper, they should be winning that. I'm like, no, you can't say that for Forest because they're Forest. Yeah. They're Forest at the end of the day. That they weren't expected to be here. They're getting injuries like Aina, Wood. I know some people are coming back, but you know that's a different kind of pressure now where you're having to win these games. It's not like the relegation battle where a win every 3 weeks is okay in a relegation battle. He needs to be winning, every other week, if not, getting 2-3 wins in a row. So that's why I'm looking at them thinking they were going to nosedive. Villa, they were on great run of form, amazing run of form, including even though they went out to PSG.
Your boy Rashford's gone, bro.
But this is what I'm getting to, right? Because they went on an amazing run, because they were far behind us. But they went on an amazing run. Obviously, at the Champions League run, even though they lost to PSG, they still won the second leg, right? Which, again, Liverpool didn't do that. Arsenal lost at home to them. They actually beat PSG at home, which is very impressive. But then, obviously, I think what killed them was the City loss. Like, losing in the last minute, especially how they lost it, right? Which, again, Emery, you're a top manager, but this the Sassy at right back thing, like, bro, did you not do your scouting of Chelsea? Like, did you not see how that was like such an L to be doing that?
The minute he came on, I knew the game was done.
Bro, it was.
He done it against PSG too. He did it against PSG. He put him against PSG. Kvaratskhelia skimmed him in like 90 seconds, bro. Won them the tie, and then did the same thing as Man City. It's like it doesn't make sense. And the thing is, you have Konsa right there. He's been quality when he's played right back. So if you want to put the Sassy in, cool, but put him centre back. Put Konsa right back. But for me, that killed them. That cost them 1 point. Also gave City an extra 2 points. So that was massive. And then obviously then losing again to Palace in the cup semi-final, that might just be enough to deflate them. And when you look at their fixtures, again, they still favourites to win most of those, but that's not how it works out. In reality, there's always going to be banana peels and things that just happen that you don't expect. So again, disaster. It's going to be a disaster of the season if they end up with literally nothing and also finishing outside the top 5, given where they were on the trajectory to be.
No, 100%, bro, 100%. Obviously, and we saw yesterday, it's looking like United and Spurs are going to be in the final, man. Them, you know what I mean? And obviously, Chelsea right now, I'll be real. I'm going to say it right now, we're in the final, blood. You know what I mean? There's no way that we're not in the final now. We're in the fucking final. Bring Betis, bring whoever you want to fucking bring. Let's play these lot in it and win this trophy, right? But I'm telling you.
Let me just say though, listen. You know, Spanish team's record in finals is like 25-0 since like 2002 or something crazy, bro. So like, all I'm saying is we should win, but like, given our form in 2025, I'm not counting my chickens yet.
Listen, we've only lost one game. We've only lost one game, in this whole thing. I know, obviously, haven't all been
but bro, we've been facing farmers and pub owners and flipping.
Look at last season. Who did we play? Was it Walsall? Walsall, that what team was it that we played? Was it Walsall? That team when Moreira started, bro.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And then Noni had to score a fucking penalty. Was it Wimbledon, bro? We was struck. The point I'm making here, is that last season we played against Middlesbrough. We went away from home. We fucking lost that game, right? We played against Wimbledon, I think it was. We were so shit in that game. Again, it came down to like individual brilliance, really. You know what I mean? Big up Staffy. He says, good to see you.
Quickly. I was about to reply to you. Staffy, what do you mean by that, bro? Big up Staffy. What do you mean by that? Staffy's my biggest up, man. He's my biggest up. Big up, Staffy.
Yeah, no, I remember that we lost to Servette, but bro, go back to that game and go look at the fucking state of the pitch. That was worse than Hackney Marshes. Yeah, that was worse than Hackney Marshes. I remember that day like it was yesterday.
Yeah, that pitch was atrocious.
It was so bad. I don't even blame these man too.
I mean, we missed hella chances as well. Like early in that game,
that's the type of pitch, bro. When you make a quick 5 yard sprint and you rolled your ankle, there's a pothole and you're just, you know what I mean? Your ankle's gone.
Wimbledon,
Wimbledon. At the same time, Don, like Betis is a level above the back garden team we play in, Legia, Warsaw, Copenhagen. Like, they're slightly better than these, man.
Copenhagen. Listen, as bad as United are, whatever. You like to big up Man United and talk about at least they've got game changers. That's what you kept telling me last season. At least they've got game changers. At least they've got experience, right? Copenhagen, I called them Copperberg last season. Remember, Romz? I called them Copperberg, yeah? Copperberg beat Man United last season, bro. Yeah? Then they beat them in both games. Or they beat
But
them away.
But they were in the Champions League, so they were obviously better. They were better than they are this season.
But bro, they're not.
I know Anana sold in both games, I think, or one of the games. But
they're not. The point that I'm making, is like they're not some like non-league footballers. Like there's actually some teams you've seen the Champions League before, whatever. Like we've still got to do our job. That's the point that I'm making. It's been very impressive what we've done in the conference, and I haven't taken it for granted because I was literally seeing us last season lose to Middlesbrough and fucking struggling to beat Wimbledon, bro. You know what I mean?
I hear it. Listen, I'm just not trying to get dunked on by Anthony on loan to Betis, bro. Like if that happens, bro, it's long in it. So I'm not trying to see that.
100%. We must, bro. But I'm telling you, listen, it's looking long for these Gooners, bro. Because if they don't win the Champions League, Romz, hold on, bro. If these Gooners don't win the Champions League, it's a lose-lose situation.
They're finished.
It's a lose-lose situation. For me personally, I actually want Spurs to go and win it, Not because I like Spurs, but they're just nobodies to me. They're nobodies. I've only seen Spurs win one thing. You know what I mean?
This is what I was having this debate. I asked a couple Chelsea fans and I asked a couple Arsenal fans as well, right? I said as an Arsenal fan, I hear why they want Spurs to lose to United because they hate both of them, but United are the lesser evil, which is mad because in the Premier League era, that's been your main ops. But Spurs don't do nothing. But it's their next door neighbours, in it, and the narrative, we've won something before.
Not just the narrative, bro. They're gonna have a parade in North London, bro. North London's gonna be white, bro. That's gonna be peak. Like, you're not doing a parade, and it's United, isn't it? But Tottenham will do a parade on their head tops, bro. It's peak.
You know what? That kind of surprised me because I hear that Spurs are nobodies too, and I get that. Like, I still to this day don't even understand why your clubs beef. Like when I'm hearing we hate Tottenham, Chels singing that song, I'm like, bro, what? Maybe I need to do my due diligence in it. But
do your history, man. We hate Spurs, we hate Tottenham. But me,
I thought United.
I've only seen them in my lifetime win one thing, and we got our get back. We got our get back in the same competition like a few years later.
You know what it's done? The reason why I get your logic not caring about Spurs, but the reason why I still don't understand why Chelsea fans wouldn't want United to win is because other than the mid to late noughties when you lot were going back and forth with the Premier League, you lot and United don't really hate each other like that.
You know what it is, right? You know, I hear what you're saying, Romz, but for me, like as much as I've seen United win the Europa League before, so it wouldn't hurt as much in that sense. But because of how shit they've been, I can't stand it for one, right? But also the second thing is they're actually competition for us in the transfer market because without Champions League, they can't even try and contest for Osimhen's and your Gyökeres who we need. But if they get there, they're going to compete with us. Whereas if Tottenham get Champions League, they've already got Solanke. Plus, they're not even that big. They're not that big. They haven't got that much pull anyway.
Let me add to that. I've been saying the exact same thing, Romz. Right? If these guys get Champions League football, if Man United, because you know they're a big name anyway, and if they lose the final, they'll still be able to get people like Cunha.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, yeah.
If they get Champions League football, that changes their summer straight away. If any of us
that makes them even more attractive, yeah. Because
they need the money more. They need the money more than anybody.
Yeah, I was going to say, not to debunk your point, but I think Don hit the nail on the head. Like, you see United, even if they don't have Champions League football, I swear they were signing the likes of Latam, Pogba, whilst they were in Europe. Actually, no.
They were.
They did. No, they signed all of them. And Mkhitaryan too. They signed all those guys.
No. I think in Europa League. Pogba, when they signed him, they had Champions League the next. No,
trust me, bro. They were in the Europa League when they signed all of those guys. I remember they signed all those guys. They were all like player of the season in their domestic leagues, in their domestic seasons, and then they will sign. Which obviously that could happen again, but I feel like it's less likely now because they've been in the doldrums even longer. Look at their squad now. Their squad before was actually okay, and they could attract those players that want to join those players. But now, like, who have they got of quality? Only really Bruno Fernandes has been good like the last maybe 4 or 5 months. Cool, but other than him, there's no other players we can figure out that have top quality in that team.
And you know,
so without Champions League, they can't attract anybody.
Yeah, you know what, you're spot on actually, because even Champions League's the difference with, because I can't like, if you're a player playing outside the top 6 and you're not at another big club in the other top 5 leagues in Europe, if you hear United, you've got like, yeah, they're dead, but they're still United, in there's still that grandeur of them, right? Oh, so I thought you signed Pogba after you won the Europa League, but then I remember
that even annoyed me, Romz. I remember at the time because I'm like, bro, Madrid are chasing you, bro. Like,
but you know what? That's when UEFA, I think the season we lost to Sevilla in the final, that was the maiden year of if you win Europa, you get to Champions League. So the year United won Europa, that was still the incentive to get into Champions League. But I think with players, right, you're already going to be attracted to United anyway, yeah. Even if you just are. But I know what you mean. Hearing that they got Champions League as well, that makes it even more convincing. More convincing. So
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and the thing is, I just want these tiers. I want Staffy tiers. I want Terry tiers. Because Tottenham beating you in the final to end this fucking rut that they're on is a fucking.
I would love Spurs to win it. I don't think you understand.
That's crazy.
Do you know why? There's so much of a butterfly effect.
Facts.
Like I'm going to be honest. You two might not agree with this. I've been saying I think Arsenal win the Champions League. Call me mad, but I think they do it. I don't want this to happen. By the way, God forbid it happens because we all got brethren. Listen, if you're from London, you have at least 10 brethren minimum. That's for Arsenal, yeah. But I just think they're going to do it. I can't deny it. Yeah? But let's say Arsenal don't win it, which everyone seems to think. Let's say a majority think Arsenal won't win it, as opposed to them winning it, yeah. And Spurs win the Europa League. They're going to run that we had a better season than you. This, that, and other to Arsenal. But it's not even that. The team to give Tottenham's first trophy in 16, 18 odd years are my arch nemesis, are Staffy's club. I would love it, bro. The Banter would run.
I'm telling you, the only parade in North London is going to be on the white side of North London. Yeah?
Yeah.
And the thing is, if Chelsea win this final, Spurs win this final, you've got Liverpool, they've won the league. You've got Newcastle, who've won this final as well. They've got their trophy there as well. Bro, there's so many.
We need Palace. We need Palace to win the FA Cup because Arsenal will be the laughing stock of London, bro. All the other London teams, bar West Ham, bro. All the other London teams, bar West Ham, would have won something, bro.
Exactly. But if you're thinking about it, right, West Ham still have their confidence from last season that they're still celebrating, right?
Yes,
so they would have had. Everybody would have had something like in recent memory, and then Arsenal would have had nothing, bro. In what 7 years? And going into what phase? Right. Like, what is it? Is it phase 8 now? They're going into. Just the FA Cup in the first year.
What makes pick a number between 5 and 10, and that's the phase they're in. Just pick a number between 5 and 10.
Bro, I'm telling you, what makes it even more beautiful, yeah, is the fact that apart from Liverpool, everyone else has been meaty in it, like overall in the season, right? But we're all still left with something, right? Man City would have left with something, Chelsea would have left with something, Spurs would have left with something. Obviously, United wouldn't have left with anything, but no one expected them to anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So boy, it's mad, isn't it? It's mad. It's crazy how like what's happened the past few weeks or whatever, 2 weeks, has led to like way more content. Bro.
You know what?
It was looking dry, you know. It was starting to look dry, bro.
Would you not be surprised if I keep hearing this and it's so true? It makes me laugh. Spurs have played United 3 times this season and beat them every time. The one time it matters, they just won't win, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's why, like, United are favourites, bro. United are favourites just because of that, bro. That's just typical Spurs, bro. When it matters most, I'm not backing these men in a European final, bro. I can't. Well, the one Champions League final they had, bro, they gave it away in like 90 seconds, bro. Man's doing, hey, yo, mark this guy over here and then gives him a penalty. How do you do that in a Champions League final?
Man's a traffic warden. Man's giving all the you get,
bro.
Oh man, you know what? Around that time, Spurs fans were crying, saying, "Oh, it wasn't a penalty." That I said, "Bro, your arm should never be that high. Not at the edge of the box. That's more for him, bro. Like it shouldn't be that high."
Facts, man. But anyway, let's finish off with prediction. Ads, I'll come to you first with the home team. I don't know where the hell Mons is. This guy's probably asleep, like the heat stroke. You know what I mean? Or maybe he's live.
Maybe he's hungover, which is hopefully what Liverpool are going to be like as well. Bro. Maybe we need that. Honestly,
what are you saying prediction wise, or Ads, man?
Bro, we owe a lot of teams one, but we really owe Liverpool one, bro. Because if we're going to be giving them the guard of honor, we know what they're going to be on. Obviously, Caicedo, Lavia, you could have had this. We owe them one, man. We owe them one. But I don't see us winning. I think it's going to be a draw, to be honest. But I think it's going to be 1-1.
1-1.
Which is not great because we didn't need to go and beat Newcastle, which we know is not going to happen. Which is going to leave a lot on the last 2 games, which I think is what it's going to come down to. But yeah, I'm predicting 1-1. I think Salah will get his assist. I think Jackson will get on the score sheet again. But we need Palmer to step up, bro. Again, as much as I love Palmer, he's been poor in the big games as well, bro. Like, other players can say that, they turned up in this big game. Palmer in the big games this season has been pretty much dead. Again, I don't count Tottenham because we always beat Tottenham. Other than the Tottenham games, he's not done it against Liverpool, United, Arsenal, City. So he needs to give us something, bro. But again, my prediction is going to be 1-1.
He was on my agenda to speak about, I've spoken about him a lot. We've all spoken about him a lot recently. But again, yesterday, briefly, was another example, bro. Like, I'm not hearing this thing about moving Palmer's positioning, and that's why he's not performing right now, because I'm literally seeing Enzo Fernandez being moved around and performing in whatever position he's getting moved into, right? The other day he was in the left half space, he played well, right? He started yesterday in the right half space, he played well. You know what I mean? He gets moved around and he's still been influential in the games. There was start of the season, I was talking about how him, Sancho, and Cucurella have a good relationship on the left-hand side. I was calling it the dangerous triangle, right? And then later on, if you go look at the games against Leicester, for example, man's on the right. You know what I mean? So you got to hold Palmer accountable. Right now, he's just not playing well. And even yesterday, he should have scored. I don't know if you watched the chance that he had in the second half, yeah? He should have scored, bro. Maybe it's those boots. Those boots are looking funny. Them 97s he's wearing, yeah? That's not meant to be on your feet on the pitch, bro. Why am I seeing 97s and TNs now being made as football boots? It's not making sense, blood.
No, I hear you. Listen, everything you said is correct. It is mainly on the player to the one you said is crazy, by the way. That's crazy. But again, it's mainly on the player to go and be accountable. Especially when we're talking about him being world class or this and that and the third, right? And he had a very good start to the season. And even when it started to go a bit, he started to have a bit of a barren spot. He was still creating a lot of chances. And we said it many times, Tom, where there was a period where he created like 33 chances in a row, and none of them were taken. And then I think Salah in at the same time maybe created like 15 or 20, and like he had like half of them being taken by his teammates. Yeah. So again, but obviously of recent, his output in front of going to getting goals has just not been there. And for me, that's why I always say, like, in big games where he has a bit more space to do stuff, I would rather him start on the wing, because we saw a lot last season where he started on the wing against the likes of Liverpool, City away, and also in the cup semi-final. He was quality. I think he's quality when he has a bit more space to do stuff. But in this congested area, especially with the inverted fullback system, there's just so much people there that he's just not having a lot of joy. But
100%.
Yeah,
this is what I call delinquent footwear, right? It's a delinquent footwear.
Mbappe did the same thing at the Emirates and he got locked up, bro.
I think that's when they were debuted. I think that's when they were debuted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I saw Mbappe. Yeah, Mbappe wore this against Man City. That's when he
Listen, unless you're prime R9, I don't want to see anybody doing like a madness with the boots, bro. Unless you're on that level, like allow it with the boots, bro. Like just wear your standard boots, be a player at like a Ballon d'Or level, and then you can start trying to flex boots like this, bro.
I'm gonna start calling these guys Central C ballers, bro. You know, Central C's fans, they're the type of fans I can imagine wearing these boots, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro, man.
It's not adding up. It's not adding up right now, man. But what are you saying? You say 1-1, scoreline, yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, man, 1-1, bro. Right, needs to be more, but 1-1.
For me, I'm gonna say.
Be toxic positive, man. Toxic positive, done. Let's go.
I'm gonna go with W. I'm gonna go with W for this one. I'm gonna put it out in the air, bro. I'm gonna say tight scoreline, 2-1. We've been clinical past few games, so I think there's more goals in this team. I think Madueke's been looking sharp. Sancho's been looking sharp. Neto's been looking sharp. Yeah, bro. I'm looking at the team right now, and yeah, I'm feeling a little bit more confident. So I'll probably say 2-1 Chels, man. How about you, Romz?
I'm going same as Ads, but a bit more goals. So I'm gonna go 2-2. I just think because the pressure's going to be on. A lot of our players, other than Salah and Konate that I missed him, a lot of them are going to be drunk in it. I'll just have it right. But Salah, I can see Salah actually getting probably a goal and an assist because he's the only one that has. Look, a lot of our team, they're going to be at the beach, bro. They're going to be drunk or not, but he's still got incentive. And you know, this guy's a mentality monster. He wants that record, bro. Bro, you know what? Scrap that. I don't even think he cares about scoring. I think he's on 28 goals. But even if he doesn't break the assist record, I think he will want to be in the company of arguably the best midfielder we've seen in KDB and the best 9 we've seen in Henry, because them two are the ones with the record. So I can see Salah doing a madness and just putting it on the plate. And do you know what? Where we've got different attackers that will start with them, in my opinion, in Chiesa and Elliott and that, these men are playing for their futures, if we're being honest, because they're going to have a chip on their shoulder.
No Nunes up front, yeah?
Nunes ain't starting. Bro, you know if we start him, if he gets one more start, we have to pay an extra 5 million. Nunes ain't starting another game for this season. It's in his squad. I know you don't want to hear that, innit? You're hoping for a 1-on-1 and he puts it Rose or something.
No, I'm saying, bro. Remember when he hit the bar against us like 4 times, bro? Like that's the Nunes I need, bro.
Yeah. You know what we played you lot before, Romz, yeah? Cucurella didn't start that game, did he? It was Gusto. Gusto started at left back, innit?
Yeah, Cucurella was suspended, yeah.
Was it Gusto or was it Reece that started left back?
I believe Gusto. Yeah, because Reece was right back. It was Gusto left back.
You know, Vega came on. Yeah, Vega came on. And
yeah, I say it. the chat are saying Cuckoo's gonna lock him up. If you're gonna go like in terms of 1v1, most players lock up Salah, like especially with his age and that. But what Salah does is more facilitator now. What Cuckoo can't stop is him just cutting in and whipping it. He loves that back post. He's done it for Gakpo this season. He's done it for McAllister this season. He's done it for bare plays. But
he even done it. He even done it. You know, so fucked. Man's done it to us 2 years on the bounce. He done it last year when we drew. Yeah, that nice whip to Diaz. Remember, he caught Reece in the back post, He done it again this year. He done it twice to us in a row.
That's what I mean. So he loves that. Like, if you're gonna say 1-on-1, cool, but he likes that assist. I remember he done a cold one to Gakpo against Man City. But yeah, bro, the thing is, I just think you lot will be more clinical. So I think you'll get your 2 goals. But as much as the thing is, because we're good, even our bad will still be a decent level. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I think we get the 2-2 draw, because I can see Sanchez has played very well recently, by the way. That's something I don't
injured.
Yeah, he's injured actually. So we got Jorgensen, but Jorgensen's been meaty as well, so it's one of them.
And then you know, in the context of things, and I know it sounds mad, but Sanchez might be quite a miss, but only because of his recent form. I think he was cold against Everton. He was good. I think he's done his thing against Everton, right? And I just think maybe in the context of if you're going off recent form, it could be quite a big miss for you lot. I know some people might just be tunnel vision, like small man, and say, no, it's not, he's dead. I'm going off his recent form. He's been quite good. But yeah, man, I think 2-2. I think it'll be 2-2.
Big up, man. So yeah, people, listen, make sure that you're following Romz on X. Obviously his name's there. I put his X in the description as well. And that's the first time I've ever called Twitter X, blood. You know what I mean? I don't know what's happening to me right now, cuz. Yeah?
Elon's got you.
Yeah, man. Let them know what you've got coming up, bro.
Do you know what, on the channel Football Rebel panel, the podcast I have a few of my guys, we've actually just dropped a video. It's a draft from all the semi-finalists. So in Barca, PSG, and Arsenal, some players have played for 2, some players have played for all 3. You've got your R9s, you've got your Bergkamps, and none of us can have the same players. And the player you pick, you have to pick the version of where they were best at. So if you have Bergkamp, is it Arsenal or Inter Milan? If you pick a Neymar, is it Neymar Barca or Neymar PSG, which is a debate in itself, because his last 2 years at Barca and first 2 years at PSG was mad. But what do you call it? Yeah, that dropped a couple of days ago. So go check that out on the channel and all our other stuff before then. And yeah, I'll be on. I don't know if you don't know a show channel called Fam Zone. They do like quizzes on a Friday night. So I'll be over there. That's quite a late one. So if you got that,
what time you on that? Man says he's got a night shift at work. Then he's got this one here as well, blood.
No. That'll be at work. I'll be doing it. But that will be from about 11 midnight. So I don't know where you lot are in the world, but jump on that.
You must have some aircon. I'm going out, blood. I need to get some fresh air. Fucking hot in here, bro. You know what I mean? But let them know where they can find you, man.
Yeah, my handle's there on Twitter, on X. And yeah, like always, bro, I'm just a professional guest, bro. I'm just here, just trying to just vent, bro. It is therapy out, man, and hopefully see my club back in the Champions League where it belongs, bro. That's it, man.
Listen, I need to research this guy more, this Hato guy, but I saw you know, there's that nah, I don't know about that, Romz, man. There's a guy that on Twitter, that's been put in like the last 40 tackles and whatnot, bro. This guy looks bare shaky, bro. He looks
Don, I always say with comps, you either look like Messi or you look like Titus Bramble. There's no in between. Don't judge a player from comps.
This ain't even comps. This is the best way to actually sort of even scout a player, because you're specifically watching their last 40 duels or last 50 tackles.
You've got the best software. Bro, just use your Y-Scout, bro. Honestly, you've got the best.
I know, but what I'm saying is, bro, this guy for me, just his body, the way he's shaping his body, his timing of tackles, the way he's bare heavy footed, he don't look like the type of defender that I
what I'm gonna say, it's always a good indicator when Chelsea want you, Liverpool want you, Arsenal's looked at you, Real Madrid's looked at you, Barca's looked at you. He's had every big European club, and I disagree with the heavy-footed thing. I think he's actually quite technically good. What I would say
I'm saying defensively, bro, not on the ball.
Oh yeah, I agree with you.
I got a problem with him on the ball.
He's the modern, because you know he's naturally a centre back, but he's been playing left back. But he's the modern day player.
I see this guy getting diced and sliced at left back. Oh my god!
He's the modern day player. He can go. He's good at going forward. Going back, he's a bit defensive. But bro, we all know keepers and centre back. They peak a bit later.
Sorry, man. Nah, man. Listen, fuck all that, man. Right now, bring me specialists that are gonna come in and know how to fucking defend. Yeah, bring me a biscuit. I just dropped my phone. Bring me a fucking Bissek, you know what I mean? As he's growing on me. Listen, we'll speak because there's things are moving quickly right now. Chelsea obviously won the World Cup as well, so we want to get things done between June 1st and June 10th. They're doing like a mini transfer window for people that are in the World Cup and that. They're gonna open it for a little bit. So yeah, let's get things done, man. But listen, people, make sure that you lot are smashed up the lights. Make sure that you're subscribing to the channel. Review will definitely be out on Sunday. Yeah, let's go enjoy this football, man. Fuck Man City. In a bit. Love.